ladies and gentlemen, Team British Columbia. Today's referees for this gold medal U16 Western Challenge are the referee Tim Lauman Gardner, umpire Ed Jarrett, headline Stephen Gray, line judge Deepak Sharma, side judge Garrick Rusnak, back judge Mark Bushinsky, field judge Ross Thompson, and on standby Sandy Baines. From sea to sea, and have formed 8 provincial teams competing in this week's events. This game features the provincial teams from British Columbia and Saskatchewan. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise, and if you're able, we will now have the Canadian National Anthem sang by Berkeley Claridge.
With glowing hearts we welcome back, everybody, for our second game of the day, and it's the big one, the championship game, Saskatchewan and BC. I'm John Keane, joined by Brian Olthius here for a second straight matchup. We got a good one going here today. We got Saskatchewan and BC both had big wins back on Tuesday, or Monday, I should say. We talked about the Saskatchewan keys to the game, real meat and potatoes type team. They want to try to grind it out here, Brian. If that rain cloud over there finds our way, that might be some prairie weather that could go into their favor, and as well win that line of scrimmage battle. We know that's important. It's always important to win a game. It's something you've talked about a lot here this week.
Exactly. It's me. The big thing is to control the line of scrimmage, and that's just about any game you can pick out football that they're going to control. If they're going to control that line of scrimmage, they're going to give the other team all sorts of trouble. So, yeah, the big thing is if they can participate today and everything else is equal, I would have to say right now BC would have the little edge.
All right, well, the BC keys to the game, BC Air Show, we saw that back on Monday with their passing attack led by Jovan Sanga. They're battle-tested, we know that, after what they had to do in that final drive to stop Alberta in that semifinal game. And it is a little bit of a cliche, but the turnover battle, we saw the first semifinal, the turnovers, I believe, were 8-0 in that game, and we know how that one went with really Alberta running away with it. So how important is it to protect that football?
Oh, protect that football at all times, coming out of bounds or towards the boundary line, I should say, and all those type of things. Wrap onto it, never carry it loose, and yeah, basics for this game, I think, would be the word for every coach, all the coaches, both teams. And yeah, you got to have a little luck once in a while. That could come in too, but if you get setbacks, you got to suck them up.
So we get set for the opening kickoff. Saskatchewan, of course, had a pretty easy semifinal back on Monday, 38-2 over Manitoba, while BC really had to grind that one out, 26-21 over Alberta in a goal line stand, first and goal from the 3. We got fans from both teams down below us here. We'll be seeing some pictures of them today. Lots of green in the stands. We got some orange, and it's a little bit fitting because, you know, in the CFL this week, it is Saskatchewan hosting BC to kick off a home-and-home set here, so a bit of a preview here between these two provinces.
Yes, it sure looks like that, and like you say, this is a little bit, I see the size a little bit bigger than the last game, and I don't know if that's going to carry it, but that has to have some. If you get equal everything else, size will take over.
All right, Cameron Neal is set to kick off here to Saskatchewan, who will have the ball here to start. The wind is blowing across the field. It is blowing from the far sideline to the near sideline, but it's not as strong as it was Monday. Flags flapping out there, so we'll see if that's a condition or not to be concerned about. They have to put the time on the clock. And we're going to get 12 minutes up there, and we're going to get set for kickoff. Saskatchewan has 2 players deep here to receive. And we saw a very unique offensive style for Saskatchewan, but not afraid to pound that football either here. Fans making noise on both sides here as we get set for the Cam Neal kickoff. Referee whistles it in, and we are underway. The U16 Challenge Championship game. Ball bouncing out of bounds here to start. It'll go at the 25-yard line, so that'll be bumped up right away. Not what BC wanted, but Saskatchewan will scrimmage from the 40-yard line.
Yeah, we did talk about a lot of other little things, but we didn't say too much about the kicking game, and all of a sudden it's a big start. It's an important item here, and they come out of their own end on their own 30, on the 40-yard line, I do believe, and they have something to go for right now. All right, Saskatchewan in the lead.
Yeah, Jake Farrell will command the offense on this first series for Saskatchewan. Jake Farrell out of Yorkton Regional. Saw a lot of him in the first game back on Monday. He's in the shotgun, first play of the Western Challenge Championship game. Ball is snapped. He will hand off up the middle, pushing forward. And that's going to be Brody Nelson out of Martinsville. Boy, we called his name a ton in that first game, and he's going to get a couple here to start.
I see the first play here, though, like that was just run here. It was a ride to the right, and everybody went that way. I wouldn't be surprised if they saw something coming unless they didn't talk to the coaches. of some reverse coming on the second play, but coming little action to the right, coming back to the left.
2nd and about 7 here, and then the shotgun again. The fake to Nelson. They'll throw to the far flats. It is caught, now secured, and fighting forward should be a first down. And that might be Dawson Linnea. We saw him have a great game as well. A couple of touchdown receptions in the first game. Well-designed play there, Brian. First down.
Oh, I thought excellently done too. Just like you mentioned, the action of the quarterback was just a handoff, looking where he's going to throw, and ripped it to the sideline for a good first down.
So Saskatchewan moves the ball, and now on their own 52 on the far right hash. 3 receivers left. And the backfield, give again. Brody Nelson this time, big moves up the middle here. Lots of room. He's shoestring tackle down to the 40. That's a big gainer there, nearly 20 yards. Yeah, give him about 17. Brody Nelson on his second carry of the game.
Bursts out of there. Tremendous burst of that running back. Yes, Brody just took it and looked around. His eyes are always out and looking where can he pick it up. And it's, I think, 15 yards or more on that first pick. Yep.
And, of course, remember, BC gave up a touchdown to Alberta on Alberta's first possession back on Monday here. Saskatchewan trying to do the same. Out of the shotgun, Farrell. He will hand off. Nelson met right away, trying to power forward, and will drag the pile a little bit for a couple of yards. That met right away was Aiden Domino there on the tackle, and he was right there to make sure Nelson couldn't get away.
Yeah, Aiden came right in there to help him out. And I would just say that he carried the ball 3 yards just with a couple guys on his back. So even though it only is a gain of 2 yards, I was impressed with how far or how sudden he hit the line of scrimmage.
Saskatchewan offense not really scared to mix it up either here in the passing game. 3 receivers to the left this time. It's over the middle. Receiver is open, wide open, up and caught down inside the 10.
It's an equal ball, it looks like.
Yeah, that's going to be a Saskatchewan ball, judging by the official down there.
It has to go 50-50 to the offense.
Marshall Erickson out of Miller in Regina. I thought that BC defender closed pretty quick. Let's get a good look at it here, Brian. As the pass is up for Erickson, you can see he was closed on. He has possession of the ball there. And trying to hitch a ride at the end, but that should be 1st and goal, Saskatchewan.
Tremendous, yes, a very good look at it there.
Marshall Erickson is a big part of the offense in that 38-2 win over Manitoba. So here we go, 1st and goal. Saskatchewan knocking on the door here in BC's home province on this very first drive. It's Farrell, 3 receivers, make it 4 to the left side. Give up the middle, it's Nelson fighting forward. Maybe got a yard on first down. And it will be 2nd and goal as they spot it just inside the 5.
Yeah, good run again, good tough run right in the goal line here. And so that's what kind of runner you want, big thighs. Oh, he's taking it well. And yeah, they're about the 3, I think. Sorry, it's a 4, eh?
So we got 2nd and goal here, Saskatchewan. They have mixed it up well on this opening drive, led by quarterback Jake Farrell. 3 receivers to the left, flag flies, and they're going to blow play down here right away. So obviously an offside or a procedure here.
You would think, yes, it is. Do believe, I don't know, that's going to hurt Saskatchewan, of course.
Illegal procedure, offense. That's a 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
So no guilty number on the procedure call. So that'll march him back 5, so it's 2nd and goal from just inside the 10-yard line.
Oh, it changes everything, though. Just that 5-yard penalty just changes everything in terms of what are we going to do to get that ball there, and because it's 2nd down here, and they have to they have to go for about an 8-yard run. Or pass, I should say.
Quarterback Farrell, he will fake it, and he's going to take off here at the 5. He's going to walk in, diving forward. Did he get in? He did. Touchdown.
He got in.
And Farrell, what a well-designed play there on the fake. Jake Farrell then decided for the draw play, and he gets across the goal line there before the knee goes down. Big opening drive for the green and white.
Luckily, I would say that they sent everybody, or most of the receivers deep. And that took a lot of the linebackers with them, and they could run the ball in. So I'm not trying to make excuses here for them, but I was surprised that they would send so many guys deep.
Well, Saskatchewan there, boy, that was, it's like they had a couple days to work on an opening possession, and they look pretty good at it here. So the convert will come up here. It's going to be Isaac Matterdy trying to make it a 7-point game, and Matterdy has kicked it through. And the Saskatchewan fans below us and the pom-poms out, they are happy with that opening drive. And boy, that was pretty slick. Saskatchewan looked real good in that opening possession.
7 plays, I don't know, not much more than that, and a very good drive, made BC look like, oh, they're not ready to play, but we'll have to see what happens on this ensuing kickoff, etc. And yes, I was very, very impressed with their first series.
That second and goal play is a little bit long in developing, but it sure developed well for Saskatchewan. It's tough to, fake a couple of times second and goal from the 10, but good patience by Farrell, and he makes it count. And Saskatchewan's up by 7, and now will, as you mentioned, Brian, kick off to BC.
Yeah, this is just amazing how these, I think these are just young kids yet, and they are, but what kind of show are they putting on just in this first 5 minutes? Tremendous.
All right, we get set to go for the kickoff here. Saskatchewan, remember, it was BC that kicked the ball out of bounds that set Saskatchewan up pretty well on that first drive. Kick is toward the sidelines again. That's going to scoot out of bounds here. So I'm not sure if that's strategy by these teams or what it is, but it's going to give BC decent field position. They will now start on the 40.
I think Saskatchewan thinks right now that they should have kept that in. I see the kicker just going out, and he's staying on to play. But I thought that they get the ball now on the 40-yard line. So that's not where you want to be, I don't think, to start with.
So BC, we saw Jovan Sanga really carry the offense, quarterback out of Centennial and Coquitlam, and he will start at quarterback here for this BC offense. Try to answer back after the Saskatchewan touchdown. It's Ellie on the left side. Ellie is going to be strung out, and he'll get maybe 4 or 5. And that's Reggie Ellie out of Lord Tweedsmuir in Surrey with the first touch for BC.
Yeah, Lloyd Tweedsmuir has produced some very, very good athletes in the last few years, and there's a good sign of that one right there. Cutting to the side, sort of a straight handoff, and he cuts up the field. And like I say, it's he just made 2, I guess. I thought it was a little bit more than that.
And we'll be bringing up 2nd and 8 now. We know that Jovan Sanga not afraid to throw that ball. He really used the BC air show in that first game. He will hand off this time, looking for room and around the corner. Saskatchewan cuts it off, and they're going to limit the first down attempt from Caleb Sens. Caleb Sens, Saskatchewan D, strung it out pretty well. Sens looked for a hole, and Saskatchewan defended that pretty well. 3rd down.
Oh, did they ever? They strung it out perfectly, Saskatchewan, and ran BC out of the sideline. So, yeah, I was very impressed. I didn't think they would run that kind of play, but it helped out for Saskatchewan, and here we go with the punt.
So a punting situation here for Riker Pearson, who's also listed as a quarterback on the BC side. It is 3rd and 5 after that gain from Sens. What a 3-yard gain on that run toward the near sidelines. So Pearson to punt, and he will get it away and angle toward the sidelines. He won't get it there. It's bounced and fielded. Flag goes down for no yards. And that's an easy call. Ethan Lang able to pick up that punt on 1 bounce, tack on 5 more, and Saskatchewan's offense will go to work.
I think that's not a bad play to do in terms of being the punt team. They purposely hit that just as the grounder, basically. It was a little bit above the ground, but not much. And what it did was just stop the, it's just a 5-yard penalty. And I don't think that matters much. There must be another problem on. The referees are just huddling now themselves and figuring something out. I don't know what was wrong. But
well, I mean, on the replay we were just shown here, definitely was inside that 5-yard bubble on the punt, defense, special teams. So they march it up 5, although they are giving some instructions here to one of the Saskatchewan captains on the offensive side of the ball, and that is Nelson, who was a big part in that first series. See what they decide. Let's listen in here if we can. And move it forward even further.
There are 2 fouls on the flag. Before the kick, holding, BC. That penalty is declined. We also have no yards against BC. That's a 5-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
All right, so they decided that was the better penalty of the two to accept. And they go to work here on offense. The green and white Saskatchewan boys here from all over, all corners of that province. And it's Farrell in the shotgun with 3 receivers to his right side. He will hand off. BC here trying to get to it. They're going to stack up Nelson here after a gain of a couple. And lots of bodies in on that one. And credit Massimo Ryan, the linebacker out of Notre Dame and Burnaby with a tackle.
Yeah, good solid tackle, and he was one of the first on it. And a great surge by their D-line for sure for the, excuse me, a great surge for the BC.
All right, so it is 2nd and about 8 after a gain of 2. Farrell in the shotgun. He will fake and toss. Wide open, Linnea, he'll catch it. He'll fight forward, he'll have the first down. And Dawson Linnea out of Martinsville. Another nice little fake in the backfield, and Linnea was open, and that'll move the sticks.
Good knowledge, good sight for the receiver. All he did was make sure that he was in, get that first down. He was just inside the one, and BC played him a little too shallow, and they didn't have a chance to stop the first down.
So 1st and 10 Saskatchewan. Farrell in the shotgun. He will hand off. It's Nelson looking to find a hole, fighting forward. Still on his feet here. Still going across the 40 to the 35. And boy, he's been a load here running so far.
Wow.
First down Saskatchewan.
That's all I can say too. There's one to start with, then a 2, another BC player came to tackle him, and wow, he carried the ball. He carried the ball, and the other guys trying to make the tackle. So first down, they're inside the 35.
Saskatchewan already up a touchdown. This is their 2nd possession with a fresh set of downs here once again. Far side of the field, so some options perhaps to the left of the quarterback Farrell. He will fake. He will toss over the middle, out of the reach. Pass intended there for Marshall Erickson once again. Already one big grab, but he was defended pretty well as well.
Yeah, I was wondering if he wouldn't float that a little bit more on that particular play. He only had one chance to get it, and I'm just watching on the scammer here. Yeah, I thought he would let him have a little bit more of a crease in there where he was going to go running, so he could feed it in, but he threw a line driver, and there was just a certain spot you have to hit it. You can at least time the other runs a little bit. Oh, it's going to be a little bit further. I better get on or slow down, and I'll get trapped. But anyhow, yeah. So now there's a little bit of an injury there. I don't know which number it is.
Far side of the field, several teams taking a knee here. There's some of the fans here tonight, here at this championship game, on both sides here, making some noise. And looked like a bit of a foot problem for the injured BC player. He's down on the far side of the field, just inside the 15-yard line after defending that last play.
I see that I'm just looking outside, and I see. I think it's 2/3, 3/4 full. It's great. Well, pretty good night. It's a little cool, but that's better than being too hot or whatever. So. They're just getting ready to play again, I think. Oh, we're glad it's just a little bit of a thing.
Looks like a right foot injury here across the field from our vantage point. Short walk to that BC sidelines from there.
That's the good thing for sure, yeah.
And now Saskatchewan here in a 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. They whistle the play in. It has been Jake Farrell. Of course, we'll see probably a little bit of Griffin Sander in this game. The quarterback out of Saskatoon, Bishop Mahoney. All right, Farrell in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left. He will fake. Now fire. Far sidelines. Caught at the 30. Down in the 25. And that will be short of the first down. Get about 6 or so. So that brings up a bit of a decision for Saskatchewan. Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 4.
I like that. What the DB came up, and I forget what number it was or what player his name, but he came right up. He gave him a little bit of an umbrella, so to speak. That's and then he came right up hard and stopped. Oh, they're still going to go.
3rd and about 3.5 here. So quarterback Farrell, shotgun, fakes over the middle, has a man caught. That's Erickson again, still on his feet near the 5-yard line. And that's a gutsy play. Gutsy play at this level to execute that. Fake up the middle, and then it's a throw. And that looked pretty darn good, didn't it?
It looked excellent. I have to give Saskatchewan all sorts of credit on that. Incredible that they would do the little dive fake, and even though that didn't matter, but then they threw the little pass and a nice catch. Very confident. Impressive, yes.
Wow, you know what? They look like a team that's been together all season long, let alone a week here.
I think so.
All right, 1st and goal. Farrell will hand off. Left side, it's Erickson at the 5-2, pushing forward. Can he get in? He'll be short. Stopped at about the 1-yard line here. It'll be 1st and goal, or 2nd and goal from the 1.
Again, this game is amazing to watch and to be a part of here. The fans and even us in the press box here. It is a very, very exciting game. Now it looks like just like a CFL game. They're sending in the big bowls. And,
it's good they have enough roster depth to go and have different packages like this.
You got it. Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, let's see if quarterback works in under here. Farrell looks like he will on 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Farrell in under here. What's he going to do? He will hand off and contact right away. Fumble. Ball is on the ground. Who has it? BC get out of the woods. They come up saying it's their ball. Saskatchewan doesn't seem to be protesting, and it will be. It looks like it is. Yes, BC ball. What a stop on 2nd and goal as Saskatchewan look to take a 2-score lead here.
No. He did a reverse. Oh. I have to say, I think that was the wrong thing to do. It's easy to say in retrospect, I know, but he turned around. The back wasn't ready to take the snap or to take the ball from him. It was dead from the way it started. That really hurts. But again, the biggest thing that I think right now is BC is right underneath the goalposts, and they've got a long ways to go.
Jovan Sanga here, standing 6 yards deep inside his end zone for the handoff. Now he'll get out of the end zone. He will, just out of the end zone on that play. And I tell you, BC had to do some dancing there. Caleb Sens was throwing some moves there inside his own end zone. Always dangerous.
Oh, yes.
A little counter play, and boy, chance there for a tackle inside the end zone, and that would have been Ryan Mikowski, who has that famous Saskatchewan last name. And let's see, it's 2nd and a ton here. 2nd and 10 here, still from the 1-yard line. Sanga in the shotgun. He will pitch out toward the sidelines here. Saskatchewan trying to string it out, fighting forward, close to a 1st down.
Yes.
And I think he will get it here. That was Reggie Ellie on the carry. Saskatchewan trying to make this tackle there, Evan Barsness, and he will move the chains. Big 1st down.
I call that gutsy. That's the coach. I'll give the coach credit for that again. Old days with myself and Ron, I'll tell you, I would be very surprised that we would never do that kind of thing. But things have changed.
Hard-nosed football game here so far. So clock will tick down. And BC advancing that ball to the 11-yard line, 12-yard line as you look to our broadcast left here. Sanga, shotgun, passing play this time. Has a man, ball kick, it's picked off, and walking into the end zone for a touchdown is Ryan Mikowski. Hold the phone, there's a flag down here in the area of the quarterback in there. So let's see if this touchdown will stand. Is it a Mikowski pick 6, or is this one coming back? We also have an injured BC player. Let's see if we can listen in here. What do we have?
Hands to the face, offense. That penalty is declined. He's on the flag, touchdown.
So, hands to the face penalty was going to BC, but it's declined because Mikowski stepped right in and picked the pocket. It's not declined, okay. So, okay, apply to the next play, but for the purposes of it being a touchdown, it's a touchdown here. And Saskatchewan goes up 13-0. And boy, they've done it on both sides of the ball so far today.
Have they ever? Again, I'm saying many times I'm surprised, and you got it. It's it's young kids playing at a level that is higher than I surely expected, and they're all ready to play. They have great instincts, etc. And now we just have an injured player.
Caleb Sens looks to be okay. You can see him on your screen walking toward the BC sidelines. But a pick 6 for Ryan Makowski, who makes a couple of big plays on that drive that is stopped short and then ended on the pick 6. And now a chance for Saskatchewan to go up by 14 here on what is the final play of the first quarter. So we've seen a couple of quick starts here so far from teams, and Isaac Matterdy will attempt to increase the lead here. Saskatchewan, a road game if you will, but they have lots of home fans here that have made the trek here to Kamloops for this one. Matterdy's kick is a line drive kick and good. So Saskatchewan, a touchdown on offense, a touchdown on the defensive side of the ball. They have a 14-point lead. Here's the play once again here. Sanga just threw it out. It's almost like Makowski knew the playbook there. He stepped in front right away. There's the hands to the face, I believe, on the penalty there. That, of course, will be applied after the fact, but Makowski makes it now 14-0.
All the little nuances seem to be fitting in place for Saskatchewan, or showing us anyways. And what I mean by that is the dive into the end zone and protecting the ball, but just getting it in there. And they do a lot of things very, very well. And again, we have to say these kids are 15 and under 15, and 15 and under, I guess, and playing at a level that is excellent to see. And we're very glad to see them coming again. Two Kamloops from all over the West, anyhow, and a great venue, as we've said many times as well. But here we go, and we're into a short kickoff.
Well, Saskatchewan, after the hands to the face penalty, moves it all. They're Saskatchewan kicking off from the BC 50 here, so they'll try to squib it down there. Nice little place kick. It'll be picked up at about the 10-yard line. Moving to his right side and eventually tackled, and a good tackle in from behind as Saskatchewan special teams comes up on that return from Gavin Whittingham, who had a big offensive game, but Sask special teams comes up big here.
Oh, it was excellent. That might have been even the play of the game right there.
William Parks on the tackle.
Holy, he came right in from behind, a long ways to run, and he made the tackle. An excellent, I can't get over it. It's just beautiful to see the athleticism of some of these guys and the effort. And he's a big runner, and he caught that guy. So it's very, very good to see.
It's up to BC here now to respond. 2 possessions. One has been a punt. One has been an interception here. So Jovan Sanga is in behind center for the shotgun. He will give to Reggie Ellie. Ellie, not much there at all. Sask stacks it up. Reggie Ellie out of Lord Tweedsmuir, and boy, Saskatchewan so far. You look at always positive, negative plays, but a plus beside plays, there's a lot of Saskatchewan pluses on both sides of the ball.
Oh, you got it. They forced him back in. He was going to come wide, and they shoved him back into the middle, and great help there, and no gain.
So it's 2nd and 10 still, as mentioned. Yeah, just back to the line of scrimmage for Reggie Ellie, who had a bunch of touches in the first game on Monday. And Jovan Sanga, knowing that he can throw that football. He's in a situation here now, empty backfield. He will air it out right side, has a man, it is up, a couple of bodies, a couple of hands. It'll fall incomplete. And one of the Saskatchewan players comes up limping. That's Ethan Lang. He's been big on special teams and defense. And might have got a hand on that one as he was trying to provide some coverage there. Yeah, it looked like he might have stepped on someone and favoring an ankle.
Oh, I do see that, yes, on the replay here. The ball was thrown with a lot of gusto, too. Oh, it was going for 10 yards. I think it was only about 5 yard, not even, maybe in the air. It was just ripped. And right now, there again, someone's hurt, as we just mentioned, and they're waiting for someone to. Everybody always stops in these games, and they hope to see. He's right in front of the Saskatchewan bench, and I can't see the number.
Yeah, it's Ethan Lang. He was in coverage there, and he's at a Holy Cross, Saskatoon, wearing number 26. And I talked about this a little bit in the first game here, but you look at Saskatchewan's roster, and of course you have the two big centers in Regina and Saskatoon, but then you have some of the smaller communities that help out here. Asquith has Jesse Ganchar, Marcus Butts from Balgony, just outside of Regina. You have Eric Boyko out of Hafford, as well as Martinsville and Warman representation here. And it's just a good Saskatchewan effort here on the BC side. Of course, you have a lot of lower mainland players, Burnaby, Poco, Chilliwack down there as well. We've got some from the interior in Vernon, Kamloops, of course, very own Grayson Peters. Looks like Lang is going to be helped off and all the way to the Saskatchewan sidelines here. And boy, the return would be doubtful, you'd think, for Lang the way he came off there.
From all your sporting efforts, have you seen this before, this level of play, this strong, etc., from Saskatchewan?
Well, this is really my first exposure to U16 type level, right? So it's been fantastic. The punt is just away, fielded at the 50-yard line, and room to run here. And nice little play to the sidelines here as Marshall Erickson, big part of the offense there, he gets one on special teams. He'll take it inside the BC territory. Already a 14-point game in this gold medal matchup, and Saskatchewan's already having good field position here.
Yeah, they've never been in trouble, I don't think, at all. And BC, if you call that any trouble, yeah, they've been in that situation or in trouble anyways about, I'd say, 3-4 times already. And the 2 touchdowns for sure. And yeah, here they go, Saskatchewan right on the 35-yard line.
1st and 10. And again, it is still quarterback Jake Farrell on the controls here. Farrell in the shotgun. Lots of options to his right. 4 receivers. Now helping in the blocking side of it. Give us to Nelson up the middle. Has room. Left side. Cutting back near the 20. Down he goes. Should be close to a first down. He's got it. Then some, about 15 yards on the run from Nelson, who's been a bit of a bell cow here in this first half.
He's a bull. He's a sprinter. He's got it all, I think, from that running back position. Very, very impressed with their get up and go.
So, from the 21 is where Saskatchewan almost inside that red zone on one play. This Football Canada event, Thompson Rivers University, Kamloops, here at Hillside Stadium. Farrell, he will hand off. Nelson up the middle, tripped up, gets a couple though. And again, nice little kind of a delayed handoff there, you know, kind of.
It was big time. That was big time. That's what high school kids can do. And they're doing it here at a younger level. It was a beautiful little trap. And yeah, the more I see, the more I say it's excellent to see these guys at this age do this technical stuff.
2nd and about 7 here. Farrell, and he will fake. Now he'll toss. Has a man open. Caught near, well, short of the first down marker here. It'll be close. Might be a yard or 2 short. Let's see who came up with that one. It's Erickson once again. And a quick little dump pass over the middle.
Yep.
Trying to fight for that first down. He needed to find that 10-yard line or so. So he'll be short. They might call for a measurement here, but he a touch short. Okay, did call for a measurement. All right, we'll take a look and see just how close Marshall Erickson got to this one here. Remember, Saskatchewan had a goal line fumble back earlier in this game, but it didn't cost them because they get the pick 6 on the interception touchdown on the very next BC possession after BC recovered that fumble on the 1.
Yes, it was a time that, how could that hit that quickly? And it did. And now for their measurement is...
A touch short from our angle there. Yeah, there's a great look at it right there. About 3-4 inches. So that will bring up a 3rd down, and you could bet a gambling situation. The fact that you play a yard off the ball. And when you coached high school, you didn't have that yard off the ball, right?
No, not in the BC anyways. That they have, of course, yeah, we play American rules. So every other province doesn't, but in minor football, of course, it is. It's all Canadian.
All right, so here we go. 3rd and a few inches for Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan trying to get set here. They get the chain set up as well. Farrell working under. Remember, short yardage, they handed the ball off. Will he just fall forward? Yeah, he will. So Farrell will get that first down.
Yeah, we see from up here they were toe-to-toe, but again, they just needed a little, everybody pinches in, all the linemen get really down and low. I don't know if they all go into a 4-point, but 3 at least, and they get low and arrow it in, and easy to get a first down.
So it's first and, well, they call it goal, I think. Well, they're right on the stripe of the 10-yard line, so that should be first and goal, because just that football has to break planes. So.
Yes, you do. Yes, it is. Yeah.
So Saskatchewan here, impressive on offense, impressive in this lead in this first half in BC. This is a host game for the BC boys, and the gift. It's Nelson. He wrapped up right away, and in the backfield huddle, looked like that was, nice play there from the big fella up the middle. And was that Nick Reimer? Nick Reimer, we talked a little bit about him last game. Sorry, that's not Nick Reimer. That's Juan VA out of the North Langley Bears, wearing number 80 here tonight.
Juan VA, play of the game for BC. Not for everybody, but for the play of the game for BC so far, unless...
He made a big tackle in that semifinal game in that goal line stand against Alberta in the semifinal. So it's 2nd and long here. Quarterback Farrell, he will pass. Now he'll look into the end zone. One-on-one coverage. Up, tip ball. Did he bring it down? We got a flag. And they're going to say, did he catch it? They're going to say he caught the football here.
I think he did.
That's a tip drill here. I want to get another look at this one. And if it is a touchdown, that's what they're going to rule. And it's again Dawson Linnea out of Martinsville. And they did put a flag down. There's going to be some sort of an interference if it's offensive or defensive. It looked like a jump ball. I didn't see anything that was too incriminating here, but they're going to talk about it here and see if the play stands.
The second receiver, we just got notification, is part of the action in there, and so...
Here's a look at it here, Brian. Up it goes, and you can see a battle for the football. Wow. Okay, so they
gotcha.
Should have listened in on that one. Didn't quite. So we do have pass interference, offensive pass interference. That's 15-yarder apparently. So they go all the way back, take the touchdown off the board. I didn't see anything too incriminating there, at least as far as where the play was happening, but it's pass interference, so it has to be around the ball. It's not away from the ball. And that moves Saskatchewan way back here. Boy, that's a tough one for them to take for sure.
Yeah, and a great break for BC. However, if that's what it is, it's what it is. So it's
2nd and goal from the 25-yard line here. Boy, that's a long way back. 26, 27-yard line. All right. Now, Farrell, the pass. He has Linnea again. Linnea at the 20, trying to break free, but nothing doing there. Saskatchewan is maybe trying to get some yards back and make this a 3-score game if they can, with play down to the 21-yard line or so. So it would be a 28-yarder if you trust your kicker here.
Yeah, tough call here. I don't know what they're going to. I think they're going for it.
Can't really go for it in 3rd and 25 or 3rd and 20.
Well, I see that, but no, they're just waiting. I don't know what they're. They're running a play. They're going to go. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see. Don't bring your kicker out here, and here we go. 3rd and goal from across town here. Let's see what the Saskatchewan team has. Farrell flushed out of the pocket, dancing, almost went down. Now he's gang tackled, and he will lose big yards and turn it over on downs.
That's big.
That is a big stop for BC. They were on their heels.
Were they ever? Right about, they were on maybe the 10. I forget exactly what yard line they were, and now they're. A great play by the defensive end. I forget which one it is. Came in there and made a great tackle. Yeah, or a tackle. Yes.
So BC takes over on the 30, and Saskatchewan. I'd like to ask the coaching staff. They're led by head coach David Rogers, just why they didn't try to field goal. We see the converts, and they pounded through the goalie, but different ball game when you try to line up the field goal. That would have been about 28.
But still, yeah, but then you would have had him deeper even if you didn't get it all the way or whatever. So, yeah, oh well.
Okay, so BC staying on the ball here. A flag flies early, passes one off, and it is Ellie. Ellie will get to the 35, and then he's driven back. The forward progress have a gain of about 5 yards.
They really, the defenders, and I'm talking about, the defenders are just flying toward BC and making great tackles.
Defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
So offense or offside Saskatchewan. So all of a sudden momentum swinging in the BC side here a little bit here. They've had some things go their way.
Yes, I definitely would say that. It's a little bit of a turnaround and see what they can do here in this situation.
So we're looking at 1st and 5 after the offside call. Jovan Sanga at quarterback here for this BC offense. And up, and it is incomplete. Looked like it should have been caught there, maybe a flag, and I'm not really happy with it. Was Jacob Groves, and we'll have a look at this. Groves looked open on the play. Ball delivered, and maybe timing that jump a little bit too early was Groves, but looked to be a catchable ball.
I thought it was just a great football play, except that, like he didn't get his hands together. But what the quarterback, especially his poise, looked like a veteran.
So it brings up 2nd and 5 after the incompletion. Sanga will pitch it here. Ellie trying to get free here. He won't though. Ellie will just cross the line of scrimmage. Tackle from behind. Saskatchewan is all over that play. Led by William Parks out of Sheldon Williams in Regina.
That's a big D line. If they were close to us here, so we get a better view there. And a big D line, and they're pretty mobile. They did a great job helping them out. And 4 yards, 4 yards, I guess, away from a first down. So of course, got to be punted.
Punting unit does come on for BC here in this one. And they're going to give the ball back to Saskatchewan here with just over 4 minutes to go in this first half. Touchdown on offense, the very first possession of the game for Saskatchewan. That was followed up by a interception touchdown from Mikowski on that short little catch and run of 10 yards into the end zone.
Right now, I think, honestly, the hard count, they should come with it right away. First of all, they're discombobulated, I can see out there. And now here's Saskatchewan they come back with a whole other team. And I don't know if this is usual. I don't know what there was. Someone called a timeout?
Yeah, it looks like a timeout here on the field. Here it looks like maybe somebody didn't have the right personnel on the field. Remember, there's been a couple of injuries in this game, and sometimes that can play with your personnel on teams.
Correct, yes.
Make sure everybody's out there. And of course, these teams, there'll be an all-star team announced after this event as well, and they will carry on to the national level for Football Canada puts this event on. So lots to play for here, both as a team, as a province, but also individually and as a player trying to advance on to the next level.
Yeah, again, I said it before in the first half. Football Canada is here, of course, represented by Shannon, and very, very well-spoken woman. And she's the head of Football Canada, basically. And anyways, here we go.
See a punt here on this 3rd and about 4. We'll see if it is, in fact, a punt. It is a fake on the right side. Saskatchewan here wise to it. Can they wrap up? And I think they will. They're going to stop the fake punt attempt here. Big stop, Saskatchewan, on special teams. They were aware of the fake, and maybe that little extra timeout, they might have sniffed something out right there.
We see down the line here for football people, and some are just nodding their heads saying, what are you doing?
Ziad Sabri with the carry for Sabri here. BC was trying to just, they're trying to build some momentum, and they kind of had it. And they didn't want to send it right back, but they have sent it back with a bow tie on top of it here. Here we go. Saskatchewan back on the ball with the lead late in this first half. Farrell will hand off right side. Nelson forward, maybe 2 yards here, so. And it'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, short gain here, and I have to give BC credit. They played tough on that one, and now it's the big one to be tough with.
Brody Nelson on the carry.
And what I mean by that is the second and 6, so it's something that can go either way, and it's very important for whoever gets this down.
It is Farrell, and he will have an empty backfield. Now it's Erickson. He'll take the carry, trying to sweep it to the left, up the middle, fighting forward. Should have the first down. That's big for Saskatchewan as we reach 3 minutes to go here in this first half. And the Saskatchewan boys have a fresh set of downs here now, just outside the 20-yard line. Let's see where they do spot it. Should be 25-yard line. 24 is where they will do it.
That's that big fly sweep again, and it works well in the Canadian game, especially with our wide field. That fly, and it's got to be covered. It's just got to be. That's number one in terms of minor football, and they seem to be just doing it at ease whenever they want it. Saskatchewan, that is.
So Saskatchewan on offense here. Up the middle. Not much going on there, and Saskatchewan here now in a third down scenario. As again, it was Nelson on the carry. He's carried a lot.
He's their horse, and he runs hard, and this time they didn't get him much. I guess it went down to 1 yard, I see. So
they're going to go for it here, though. On a second down is what the down marker says here, but this should be third down, I believe. Second down? Okay, all right. My apologies here. It is Farrell. Shotgun, time to pass. He's going to air it out, but that play just didn't develop for Linnea here. Now we have third down from the 24-yard line. And, well, we saw Saskatchewan go for it in third and 25 from here, so I would assume they would do that here again.
Yeah, I'm sort of shaking my head, too. What do you do here? This is a tough call. Can they make a 40? No, it'll be a 30-yard field goal. And, of course, they're capable physically of it, kids this age. But fans are going crazy, I see, chanting around. We have aluminum benches here, and parents are hammering them down there, getting their teams all fired up.
Stomping Tom Connors just below us here with that right foot here. All right, pass to the far sidelines. It's picked up by Linnea, trying to find room. There just won't be any. He is in under and swarmed and tackled before he can reach the 20-yard line. A gain of maybe 2 or 3. BC back on the football. They have 2:06 here to try to get a score before the end of the first half.
Yes, it is. No. Oh, no, they have it correctly there. I see it, yes. And, yeah, here they go. Do we have time? Yeah, there's time to do it. Of course there is. And
remember, Saskatchewan has not surrendered a touchdown here so far in this week-long event.
Oh, correct.
And they have defense has looked pretty good here. Boy, only the points Manitoba scored back on Monday off the safety. And here we go. Shotgun for Sanga. Time to pass. Throws it out. Finds Ellie. Ellie, not a lot of room though. Saskatchewan defended that pretty well. And Reggie Ellie makes the catch maybe for a couple.
Yeah, now it's punt. And again, we look at here in Kamloops, we just mentioned earlier, you look at those flags. Oh, there's I would call it a pretty good.
It's like a wind advantage for BC's favor here as it is blowing from behind them. So it's not a massive breeze, but it definitely is favoring BC as wind shifts around here. Back to pass to Sanga. He will use that wind. He'll ride it to the right side, but he overthrew his intended target. And he was looking for, look at a number there all wrapped up in his jersey. Might have been intended for Jacob Groves down there on that far sidelines, and it'll bring up third down.
I didn't pick out the number.
We got a flag here on the far sideline.
Okay, well there is a flag, yes. The wide receiver on our near side to us was open and calling for it, but
no end. That penalty is declined. Third down.
So you heard no end was the signal there on the procedure, so Saskatchewan will decline that penalty and force BC into a punting situation here with 1:37 on the clock.
Yeah, interesting game. It started, right away. we had 2 touchdowns and by Saskatchewan, and then nothing has really had come to fruition for any of the teams lately.
All right, well, Saskatchewan's returner standing on BC's side is center, so they're anticipating good field position, although the wind is with BC in this scenario here. And they will punt it this time. And
you should have,
back down. There's a flag on the play. I think the punter was hit on the play as Erickson fights forward. And he'll get to the 40-yard line or so, but I think based on where that flag is, it should be likely BC back on the ball. What do you see, Brian?
Well, the kick, no, I don't, not here. It's on the other play, but he called him for illegal contact, and was it? I could see it the whole time over, but barely a hit. But anyhow,
contacting the kicker, and now we have an injured player on the Saskatchewan side that's down. So that is that's an untimely mistake by Saskatchewan there, running into the punter. You have all the momentum, you don't want to give it up, and you're going to give BC second life on this drive late in the first half. No,
exactly. And there's, of course, for the fans, or you can see, of course, yourself here, but the actual foul was done by I don't even know if he touched him. They didn't show it here. Again, we don't have it on, I don't think, right here, but anyhow, he sold it pretty good, and the referee, anyways, gave it to him. But
sometimes you got to sell it when you're down by 14. It's not a bad opportunity to do that, but it does give BC fresh set from their 35-yard line. There's still lots of real estate to make up with a minute 34 on the clock. Sang out of the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right, 3 to the left. Sang over the middle, looking to air it out, and he will just overthrow the intended target there. Oh boy, he had Whittingham in behind the D there, and that wind, extra little 3-4 yard carry on the ball, that might have been the reason why they couldn't get that together.
Yeah, if they tested that just before the game time, or in a practice session, maybe yesterday or whatever, just always look for that flags up on on those high goalposts here in Kamloops, and just out of his reach.
So 2nd and 10. That's the time on the clock here on these passing plays. Nothing ticking down here in the final 3. So minute 29 to go here. Sang out on the shotgun again. 3 receivers to his left. He'll hand off the ball up the middle. It's Ellie. Ellie fighting forward, breaks 1 tackle, puts his head down, fights forward across the 50 near midfield. That's a big first down for Reggie Ellie and the BC squad here. And that's some hard-nosed running here by the BC squad.
Was it ever? It seemed like, hey, we got to get our heads in gear here and start doing something. And it's with only a minute 19 though.
BC is really taking their time here. They've boosted the play in here. You got to be ready to go up to the line and ready to snap the ball if you want to put some points on the board here.
Yeah, or else they're going to just have to stab it into the ground and then waste it down there. So they're out in a good spot right at this moment, right at center field.
All right, they're going to screen it out. That is bobbled and dropped, and that's a tough drop for Whittingham. I think maybe felt some of those white jerseys closing in on him there, and he had a couple of guys like Chase Went all around him, and couldn't complete that pass.
I agree totally. It's just that little bit of seeing this guy in white coming at you, and they're not picking or making fun by any means. That little distraction can surely set you on the wrong path.
2nd down, if anything helps BC, that clock has stopped on the incompletion pass here. So near midfield, and from the center, over the middle. Sang is going to pass right side, has a man, and out of the reach again as Sanga airs it out. He was down there looking again for Jacob Groves out of Windsor High School, North Van, and a punting situation here for BC.
Oh yeah, great sportsmanship too by number 50, is it 51, who had the charge on the quarterback, and very, very good. They're both shaking hands with each other. They did, and good sportsmanship.
So 3rd down. Back to return is Erickson, standing on about the 25-yard line, his own 25. And they will punt this one away. Won't be much time here. And Saskatchewan gets it. Line drive kick. Erickson will take it on the fly from the 30. Trying to dance around. Got free once. 35. Across the 40-yard line. And Saskatchewan here from the 40 with 40 seconds on the clock. We'll see if they're content with a 14-0 lead or they attempt to move the ball. We saw what they did to Manitoba in the end of the first half on Monday, putting together a drive with about 40 seconds left to score a major. And BC will have to be aware that the half is not over just quite yet.
Yes, that's for sure. You have to watch this. And I want to give credit again to the punt returner there. He tucked in that ball. He took it on without letting it bounce, and that's gutsy.
All right, so quarterback, Farrell, he'll hand it off. Nelson, hole up the middle. Big hole here. He'll get 10. And 10 yards there for Nelson. And that at least will give Saskatchewan an opportunity here to perhaps use this clock. See how quick they are to the huddle. They're going to measure here on this first down play. Nose of the football is at the 50-yard line. So it's going to be close. And this will determine, I guess, what Saskatchewan would do with that next play. So they have to make sure that they have that first down. Really a free play either way.
It's also nice just to mention, I think, just a little short, but to mention that all the parents that brought your athletes here or whatever it is in terms of how you got them here and how you got them into the game of football. It's to them what the weekend was, or not the weekend, but the few days that they were in Kamloops anyhow. I hope they enjoyed it. And again, the effort, the level of the game of football here is way beyond my expectations anyhow. So
really showing, these two teams are really showing why they're in the gold medal game here today. And it's just short, by the way, if you didn't see that on the shot we had there for you. So 2nd and inches. Free play if you're Saskatchewan. Farrell might treat it as such here from the shotgun with 33 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, even on the 3rd down, or there you go, out of the gun.
So Farrell out of the shotgun, one in the back, and that's where it goes to. Up the middle, cutting forward. Erickson has the first down, and BC doesn't mind that in particular. It's a couple of yards gain, and that took a while to execute. So Saskatchewan looking content here to keep BC off the board and take a 14-point lead. There is a timeout, though, so timeout Saskatchewan. They're not quite ready to concede anything as of yet here. So
yes, I mean, that's pretty bold, yeah. But okay, they got time because they got 3 downs again, so they can...
time for 3 plays probably if they could execute this well and use the clock. So, yeah, you know what, maybe we should learn, because last on Monday we were talking about Saskatchewan probably should just concede here and kneel to end off the first half. And what do? They needed about 3 or 4 plays, and they were in the end zone.
Yeah.
And they did so in the final play of that half. Looked pretty good doing it.
Yes, it was. There are some situations that, hey, why not? And again, 19 seconds, and maybe 3 plays, but 2 anyways, I would guess. And it's. I don't know whether you're having a timeout. I guess it is. Yeah, here it is.
So Farrell gets some instructions from the coach, which is David Rogers. So shout out to other coaches, Campbell and Tony, Joey Dodd, Jared Coral, Brian Boyes, Devin Gillickson, Matt Pfeiffer, and the crew there for Saskatchewan, the GM Brendan Bennett. As it is first down, Saskatchewan. See how they use this first play. They will pass here. Why not? Farrell over the middle, has a man. It's Erickson, shakes 1 tackle, trying to get free again. They'll be close to a first down, just outside the 45, 46-yard line. 46 is where they'll spot it. That'll be a first down.
Yeah, 10 seconds, so of course the clock will stop, but they're going to put it into play unless they... No, another timeout, I guess. Yeah, so they're another timeout to
Saskatchewan trying to use that clock up here still. We know that they don't like to kick field goals, and we probably would have seen one that from 28. So I guess this is pay dirt football here right now, and time for 2 plays. And another injury here on the play as well. The bronze medal game was a pretty free-flowing game. There wasn't a lot of stoppages or injuries, but this one hasn't been the case. We've seen several players down, and the tempo for this game is a little bit higher, so that might be the reason why. And seen some players here feeling some effects from this game right now. There's a shot at the crowd and all the sponsors that have come and helped out here as well. And see some green, mix of some orange. You know what? That's one thing, green and orange. You know, I know Florida tries it, Florida State, but really not a really good mix, you know?
Yeah, you know all the colors, I think, of every team probably in the NCAA, but yes, it is. It's it's with most people, I guess, if you have, if you're looking at it, that it's getting kind of cloudy here and dark, but the lights are on, and it's, people are stomping, so here we go, last play probably.
All right. So, 1st and 10 from the 45. Shotgun, Farrell, throwing over the middle, incomplete. He was looking for one of his playmakers there, and that was Jackson Geddes over the middle. That's incomplete. That took only 3 seconds, so there'll be some time here for Saskatchewan here. I don't think we'll see. Don't need a timeout this time because the clock won't run.
No, and yeah, that's what we always mention, how long it takes, and then it lasts a little bit, but yeah, it makes the coaches accountable, I guess, to, hey, what do we do? Can we score from here? Sure. You got, if you're depending on how many yards you have to go, it's easy to stop the clock here in the last 3 minutes.
So we'll see how quick they can get this play out. Now we have another timeout. And this is timeout BC, Saskatchewan here again, I think. It looked like timeout BC, sorry. That's a signal to the defensive side of the ball. So BC wanting to make sure that they're not napping here on this one, as Saskatchewan is opportunistic against Manitoba in that game.
Yeah, I think the second half will be, from what I gather, both teams are pretty equal other than that first 3 minutes. And were they equal then? Yeah, they were. I shouldn't say that it was unequal then, but something happened that they scored I'm talking about Saskatchewan, scored the 14 points, and where we're at now is again, the same points that were scored, like I say, in the first 2 minutes. So it's if it wasn't for that, but it is for that. That's what the game is about, and some good calls. And if you're ready to go, get those points as soon as you can and pump them in as many as you can. So, but big play here.
46-yard line is where they will scrimmage here. It is second down, 2nd and 10. So we'll see what Saskatchewan has up their sleeve. They have a lead here, and they've been trying to add to it here in this painful final seconds of this first half. And there's a quarterback, Farrell. Back to pass. Pocket starts to close. He's going to take off. He's going to be sacked here. So best laid plans go astray on a sack. And with 1 second on the clock, we're going to see one more play here as well.
I didn't know that you could still see that 1 second clock there, but you got your eye on there.
Oh, yeah.
And I was wondering, are they going to do it?
Well,
no.
BC trying to make sure that they don't have some late points put up against them here. So play's been whistled in here. And let's see if the wind has died down here as we look to our broadcast left above the score clock. We see those flags. Not much there, but we'll see if they do have the arm for a Hail Mary type play here. But that's 50 yards from Pater, 49. What do we got? Oh, guess what? Another timeout? Yes, timeout Saskatchewan here.
I'm chuckling here, but the people that make those CFL rules are
I
not here
believe,
anymore.
I believe it's only 2 timeouts per team in the half. Or Okay, so we've just been informed that you get 3 in the Canada Cup format timeout here. So, boy, you need 3 timeouts and you play the stoppages within 3 minutes. Boy, do we have the weekend to extend things here?
Oh, we chuckle. Yes, we do. And for the people that are outside of the BC area, anyhow.
This is where I think, not that we really care what Americans think about our game, because our game is fantastic, but they have to think those final 3 minutes, like what is going on there, right? Because usually you see anything under the play clock of 40 seconds and the game's out of reach, you're on the field shaking hands here. You could, at this rate, you could get 9 plays in 40 seconds.
Yes. Oh, here it is. Let's see what happens today, or in the last second here.
49-yard line is where it's spotted. BC trying to keep Saskatchewan out of the end zone. Quarterback back to pass. Does he have time? He'll throw it off far sidelines. It's caught, and it's Linnea, and he will be stopped inside the 40-yard line, but pending no flags. That is the end of the half. So Saskatchewan's come out, and they have scored on their first possession. They have a touchdown defensively. What does BC need to do here in the second half to try to give them a game?
I think still do what their game plan is. I think really I felt a little bit that we saw a little change of what has happened in the first half. So I think BC just stick with what you're doing. And Saskatchewan, again, I would think that they're going to go to what got them here in the 14-0 lead. And, I think both teams just say, hey, pick things up, clean things up, and let's go at it again.
We have our second half coming up after the halftime. For Brian Olthius, I'm John Keane, and this is the Western Challenge from Kamloops. We'll be back.
Yeah, boy, go. Good job. Good job. Good job. Nice. Good job. There it is. Go. Keep him in. That's the way they celebrate.
I can't hear you. What's the difference between a good defense and a great defense?
As a youth coach, you're asked to do it all. Huddle is here to help. We have the tools to make every video a learning opportunity. You can add comments and drawings to any play and share those clips with players so they can see what they did well and how to improve. You can also use Huddle to connect with built-in messaging, notify the entire team of last-minute changes, request feedback, or assign tasks. Head to the field knowing everyone is on the same page. And for those moments you want to celebrate, Huddle makes it easy to create and share highlights. Build an end-of-season reel while your players customize game highlights for their personal profiles. Make this the season you coach, connect, and celebrate, all with one tool. Sign up for a free trial to see how Huddle can help you this season.
What does it take to become elite? It takes more than dedication, focus, and hard work. It takes an elite-level training program, customized sport-specific, online. Your perfect workout every time. That's Vault Athletics.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's halftime is brought to you by Kamloops Dodge Chrysler Jeep. Here are your statistics for the first half of play. Team British Columbia, 8 rushes for 39 yards, 1 of 6 passing for 1 yard, 3 first downs. They had 6 penalties for 32 yards. Team Saskatchewan statistics, 18 rushes for 97 yards, 10 of 13 passing for 121 yards. They had 12 first downs and they took 5 penalties for 40 yards. Thank you, Kamloops Dodge Chrysler Jeep, for sponsoring the halftime statistics.
And welcome back, everybody, for the beginning of our second half of this gold medal game, the Gold Medal Challenge, Saskatchewan and BC. John Keane, I'm calling the play-by-play. I have Brian Olthius beside me, color commentary today. Let's take a look at some of the highlights in that first half. We saw quarterback Jake Farrell with a beautiful play, a pump fake touchdown on the very first possession of the game to get Saskatchewan on the board here, up 6-0 early. The convert made it 7. And this was a key play here from the young defensive back Makowski, And Mikowski stepped in front of the receiver. We've confirmed, that is the son of former Saskatchewan roughrider Gene Mikowski there with a pick six.
Good to hear. Yes, no, that was an exciting part of the game for sure. And there's a little bit of they get the umbrellas out. It's not pouring by any means, but it's
a little rain shower here.
Yeah.
You can see that coming through as you see Mount Peter and Mount Paul in our lovely shot of Kamloops overlooking here at Hillside Stadium. Some rain moving in. And we'll see if that changes up some of the offensive schemes here for both teams. Kick is up and we're underway. It's going to be squibbed down, picked up at the 25-yard line. And BC will take off here. Starting to get dark here as moved up forward and cut down and tripped up. After a decent return, and on that return it was Whittingham. He's had a busy week. And Jordan Whittingham on that last opportunity there on special teams.
No, he carried that well and ran fast as he could. Had two personal guys taking him down the field and didn't gain many yards, I should say. But again, they're drying the ball too. I can see that because it is a drizzle. It's no doubt keeping that ball wet.
Turnovers here. I apologize. That was Gavin Whittingham there. I should maybe get that name right there. He's had a big week so far. Terry Fox. All right. Senga will hand it off. Reggie Ellie, room left side, steps around one, breaks through forward and near midfield. One of the better offensive plays for BC. And if BC wants a shot at this game here, especially in these conditions, Reggie Ellie's going to have to play a factor in the second half.
Well, I was just going to say that was the biggest play, just like you mentioned. And that was their biggest carry or biggest gain of the night. And that was about 15, 16 yards. And they haven't been too successful since then, and as you can see that the score is 14-0 yet, and here they go.
Dawson Morin in on that tackle, helping out for Saskatchewan. Ball spotted at the midfield here for BC. They will do a little dive play up the middle, and that'll get about 5.
Pretty quick run. I thought they timed that well. I think their coaches must have said that. Let's be sharp, go on sound or whatever, and let's just get that ball moving.
Injured player here. I think it was the BC ball carrier who is down now and will be looked at here, so that'll stop play. Hard run up the middle.
I was just going to say, because we were just talking about how quick I was anyways, how quick they're getting onto that ball and really running hard. And then son of a gun, someone gets injured, and that's not what you want to do in any league or professional, whatever. And with all that effort, he gets hurt, so that's too bad to see right at the moment.
Little play up the middle that went for about 5 yards. I believe that was the ball carrier on the play, and unable to get a number there. Hopefully everybody's okay. With some hard miles there down the middle of the field. So BC's come out running the football in these conditions with the rain and that.
Yeah, I'm trying to see it. I don't really in front of the lights usually, but I know it's coming down. We were just outside. The other people have their umbrellas up, and it's not pouring, but it's being an irritant, I would say, to the athletes. It has to be a bit, especially to the pass game. But yeah, it's now the one of the official. Oh no, it's just they're carrying the injured players up now.
All right, so. Now we can identify the injured player. Looks to be all right, but it was Juan Villa out of the North Langley Bears. Juan Villa. And usually not a guy that would carry the ball, but getting a touch here at this situation. Bring it up 2nd and 5 here for BC. Saskatchewan trying to stop here. They have the 14-point lead. Sanga hands off. Deep in the backfield here. Taking off Whittingham. Room right side. First down and more. 30, 25. Pushed out of bounds in front of the 20. And goes for a little bit of slip and slide, but a big run here for BC. They've used all 3 sides of the field here on this drive to start the second half.
Oh, have they, Heather? They came out of their little shell here and said, let's get moving here. And right now, we do have these 4 or 6 towers that are here that spray the field in the summer of Kamloops because it's very hot here. And just about ran into one of those pillars. They're big protection on them, but still, it would be a big shakeup.
All right, so First down after that big run from Whittingham. Sanga in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers to his left. He will dish to Ellie. Ellie beats the first tackle. Ellie has room. Ellie in the 15 trying to get taken out wide. He's bumped fumble. Ball will go out of bounds here. BC will retain possession. That's going to be a factor. Let's watch for more of that here. That ball will not be secured as it once was, as it was when it was dry. And here Ellie trying to string it out and sticking right with him, and then you can see the punch in there. I think that was Morin that came in and punched it out. Dawson Morin, out of bounds.
Great punch out. It was just like you do in the pros, for crying out loud. That was an awesome punch out. And luckily for BC anyways, that the ball went out of bounds, but nicely changed hands with the ball. Things, some of these athletes are doing nowadays that we taught in the other years anyways, are way ahead of schedule, I would say.
Saskatchewan is yet to surrender a touchdown here this week here. Can BC get one by? They'll screen it off left side, far sidelines, big collision down there. And that was going to be Whittingham on the carry here again on the catch and run play. Sanga screened it out there using the boundary side of the field for a gain of about, call it 5 or 6.
Yeah, they're on it. They're right about the 5-yard line, I do believe, or 4. What do we have up there?
Spotted at the 5-yard line there right now. That's where we have it here, and it is second and about 3 here. Not goal, 2nd and 3. Saskatchewan looking for the stop. BC's probably in 3-down territory here right now. Quarterback Sanga throws. It is caught at the 5, and will he get in? Forcing forward, touchdown. BC's on the board, and Saskatchewan's given up their first touchdown of the week. It is Whittingham. He had a big game on Monday, and he's given BC life on this drive.
The continual quickness and getting to the ball has just changed in the second half for BC. It has been a big showing. Yes. I'm very, very impressed with that. I didn't see the excitement that we had until just now in the first half.
BC gets on the board. Yeah, you know what? Really, this drive comes out of nowhere. Maybe a little bit of verbal motivation in the halftime for the BC side, and they get it done with a pretty tidy little drive. Convert, this is big at this stage, and it gets through. It took its time, but it did cross, and it's a 7-point game on the convert by Jordan Neal.
Well orchestrated by the coaches and the players, of course. It takes both of them to do something like that, and very impressive for BC, and I have to say a little disillusionary for Saskatchewan, but I also see someone getting carried off on the far side. There's about 5 players or 6 players on the sideline, yeah. Anyhow.
BC players anyways, but it doesn't look like anything too serious over there as they make their way over to the Tournament Capital Center here. And BC will kick off to Saskatchewan. That's a big 7 to come out with here to start for BC, to pull it within 7. Good game going here. Kickoff. And just a little pitch, little chip fielded at the 30. Up the middle, Erickson met once, fighting forward. He'll go down. And this is where you got to protect the football pretty well here. 36, 37-yard line is where Saskatchewan will start with the ball.
Yeah, right there. They're not kicking the ball that far, and I guess I don't know if they don't want to out-kick their coverage. That could be. That happens in different leagues for sure. And we do have an injury, too, to one of the Saskatchewan players.
On one knee down there.
I can't see his number, but...
Saskatchewan, remember, came out and scored in their first possession of the game. And that was a nifty, well-executed possession for the touchdown.
Yes, it surely was. Going back, that was a few minutes ago, of course, but yes, I do remember. It was tidy and everything fit into place. And then they scored again, of course, as the score indicates. And Now he's coming off to the injured ball player.
Matthew Gonzalez out of Bethlehem High School in Saskatoon. Gonzalez.
He's a big running. Or shouldn't say a running back, but he's a good husky boy, anyways, and hopefully he'll be okay when he comes. In a few minutes.
Let's see if Saskatchewan can answer back here again. It is quarterback Jake Farrell out of Yorkton Regional, and Farrell and the offense here. Now a one-score game after the BC touchdown. Farrell will bobble that snap, has to jump on it, and did good job just to get on that ball, and that's going to be a theme here we're going to see in this game there the rest of the way. Farrell just having to jump on that one. Did he lose track of the snap? Let's take a quick look at this one here. Yeah, it just kind of slid through his hands. You can see what he was trying to do here. It's going to be a big loss. That's a tough 6-7 yard loss on first down.
Yes, and very, very good. Again, I say safety for all the players. They're all coached well, of course. They're about that. But, hey, guy's down. He's dead. Just touch him, maybe. You don't even have to.
Don't even have to touch him yet. No, he jump on football at this level, and the play is over here. So, all right. Quarterback handing off up the middle, right side. It's Nelson pushed backwards, and BC stacks it up pretty good defensively there. That's a big stop. They get their offense, or will get their offense back in the field after a gain of just a couple by Nelson on 2nd and 17.
I'm saying exactly the same words as you. Those were big stops. He's a big running back, Nelson, and he got cut off a little bit, and finally they made the tackle. But, wow, he can go if he gets started. He can move.
So a punting scenario here as the clock runs early in this third quarter.
All the umbrellas are out here too, ladies and gentlemen, and packed house. Well, not quite a packed house, but anyway, here's the punt.
Punt is up. It's a good punt. It'll be fielded at the 50. Secured now, running near sideline. Nice tackle there.
Beautiful tackle.
And tackle on the plate.
44.
Yeah, Noah Chisholm actually with the tackle out of Aiden Bowman. Get a chance to call his name here this weekend, and you can see what the returner was trying to do, Whittingham, but Chisholm had the angle on him, and whoopsie-daisy, down he goes.
I'd say, hey, keep an eye on that Noah guy. He's going to be somewhere big if he keeps in this game. Wow, that was some tackle. Yes.
Noah Chisholm out of Aiden Bowman, Saskatoon.
Saskatoon it is. Okay,
all right, so
good.
BC goes to work here on offense. They're coming off a touchdown and their first possession of the half. And now we'll take over on the 49-yard line here. Their own 49 following that punt. All right. Back to pass. Sanga's going to hand off instead. It's Sens. Sens left side, shaking one tackle, fighting forward, gets across midfield and more. Give him about 8 on that first down rush, and all of a sudden BC doing pretty good with their yards per carry on first down.
I honestly think they picked these guys out and said, hey, at halftime that is, and said, hey, let's get to work here and start. We can go wide, we can go up the middle, but let's go hard, whatever we do. And another little injury here, I think, for one of the running backs. Yeah, it looks like his hand or something.
Saskatchewan player coming off. I think that is, looks like Zach Kluche, but he'll be okay. He's out of Swift Current minor football, Zach Kluche.
Yeah, I hope nothing's wrong. They have him to the side there.
Okay, so just across midfield. They need about 4 for a first down here. Sanga passing or handing off. First down, but a flag flies on the play. I think that's Ellie on the carry. He's got to be a big part of this half. No, not Ellie. That's going to be, I believe that was Juan VA again, a running back wearing number 80, which is a rare number for a back. But VA picking his pocket and getting through that spot. Let's see. We got a
defense. That penalty is declined. First down.
All right. So first down yardage gain regardless. So they will move the chains here, and BC has all sorts of momentum trying to tie it up on this drive.
They are getting a couple of breaks here, but I guess they're what the referee saw, so here we go.
All right. In under Sanga. He'll hand off again. Ellie nowhere to run this time. Wrapped up right away. And a good tackle in there made by Saskatchewan's Evan Barsness, Weyburn minor football product. And That was Barsness in the backfield there.
Oh, very quick to get out there. And yes, it was an explosive takeoff by BC, but quickly the defenders stopped them. So it worked well on both ways. First BC, and then Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan had the ultimate decision to stop.
So a chance here for Saskatchewan to hold on D, 2nd and 12. And again, it's Sanga. He will pitch it this time. VA, left side, met right away. Going to be gang tackled. Barstis and company going to drive him back to center field. Forward progress will get to the 48. That's a big hole defensively for Saskatchewan, although being 3rd and 10 here, coach has to bring out that what should I do mentality here again. 3rd and 10. You know what? I think the way your defense came out and played so well in that first possession against Saskatchewan, I think you punt the football here, try to pin Saskatchewan deep, don't you?
Oh, I think so, but
well,
boy, that's what they're going to do.
All right, yeah, they do have their punter on the field there. Okay. Standing back at the 50, it's Neal, Cameron Neal. And snap is a good one. Took some time to develop, but now it's punted, fielded on a bounce, and now brought back. Erickson looking for a hole, tripped up right away. He'll get to the 25-yard line or so.
Very good coverage.
Good tackle in there by Finney and Shea out of the Cowichan Bulldogs. So we got players from all over BC as well, on the island, the interior, lower mainland, and representing well here in this great gold medal game here between Saskatchewan and BC.
Oh, very exciting, and the fans here, as we've mentioned many times, there's just about a full house. Now I can't see any empty seats, but yeah, they're really, really into the game.
All right, so Saskatchewan goes to work here. Farrell in the shotgun. Receivers to his left. He will hand off up the middle. Some room here. Moving the pile, moving it forward to be close to a first down. And that's a positive gain for Saskatchewan. It's the bell cow again. Nelson on the carry. And he's been one of the top offensive players, Brody Nelson.
Oh, nice cutback. There's going to be a measurement. They think it's that close. And John did say that for sure. And again, we only have 4:05 left in this quarter. And it slows down, of course, a little bit later, but big, well, I guess it's easy to convert this, but they want to just double check if it is a first down.
A lot of measurements this game here, trying to trust the chains instead, but you know, usually you don't see very many at this level, right?
No, you don't.
You know,
the officials quite often say, or
you can eyeball it pretty well, but what's in that far stripe, far side of the field, they do call a first down. You can see it, just a first down.
Yeah.
So, and you can see it really raining. That's a good shot of the rain that's coming on here. And they cover the football like a little baby here, trying to run it off the field. You know, try to keep that ball as dry as possible. And it is definitely raining here, and maybe some let up soon. But for now, it is smash mouth football here, old school in the battle in the offense on the two line of scrimmage here. D-line and O-line going to be tested. Here's another running play. Right side, Nelson again fighting forward. And a good gain on first down for Brody Nelson. Give him about 7 on that play.
Very good vision. Brody came around the corner and turned it up and looked for a little daylight. And he got some good blocks. And here they are, like you say, just a few yards away from a first down. And yeah, they have 2 tries to get that yet.
Ball spotted at the 43-yard line. Saskatchewan still playing in their own territory. They've yet to have a play on the BC side of center in this second half. Farrell giving again. Erickson, room up the middle here, striding forward across midfield and beyond. Stacked up before the 50-yard line, still on his feet. And Erickson battling hard here. It's like Saskatchewan said, okay, boys, if BC's going to play hard-nosed football and up their ante, we have to as well. And they are answering here on this drive. That was Erickson of the big carry.
They're coming to every little point that they needed to cover at halftime, and you got it. They're telling their coaches did something to them at the half, and they're making a big show for sure in terms of carrying or moving the ball. Just 3 minutes left in this quarter, and they've had the ball, I think, all the time, just about.
So Saskatchewan now in the 46 of BC. Shotgun here for Farrell. Let's see if someone tries to throw in this half. Well, not yet. It's going to be Erickson, right side, into the middle, fighting for it, still on his feet, makes one man miss, fighting towards that 35-yard line and the first down marker, and he crosses the 35, I believe, and a late flag in here out of all the extracurricular here, so a chance for the officials to kind of put their reins on things. And tell you, Erickson, really a good drive, fighting forward, taking contact, and fighting forward for that 35-yard line.
I just wonder if they didn't aid the tackler, they aid the running back. And
unnecessary roughness.
No.
Defense. That's 15-yard penalty. First down.
So tack on 15 more after that big run from Erickson, and now Saskatchewan answering right back. That's going to take the ball all the way to the 20-yard line, and Saskatchewan moving the ball on the ground, and now penalty aided here as well.
You got it. I missed that one, and that gave them, like you say, they're on the 20 or 19-yard line. And
so Saskatchewan here, back inside the red zone or close to it. Farrell on the shotgun. They've been doing it on the ground all drive long here. One in the backfield. That is Erickson. He'll take the handoff, running on the left side, cuts it across, try to turn the corner and does. 15 down, outside out of bounds at around the 11, call it the 12-yard line. Now they'll spot it at the 11, just shy of a first down. Another good first down run.
You got to tell you, they're just catching the corners. They're not going straight up and down. They're always taking an angle on it and beating them there for some reason. I don't know. Do they have the better footwear, or are they just more gritty at this moment? But yeah, it's they're a little short. They're just calling them. But again, quarterback could just fall forward and get the first. 2nd
and 1, but quarterback in the shotgun here, so maybe using it as a bit of a free play. Shotgun for Farrell. He will hand off. Nelson fights forward at first down and more. Near the 6-yard line. That'll be 1st and goal, Saskatchewan. So they have answered right back here in this last possession after the BC touchdown.
They are running, and confidently, I guess you might say, just confidently down that whole, down the field, and not being wavered by anything. They just say, hey, we're going to get it.
It's been a ground attack here with the rain falling. See the track wet in behind you. You can see a good glimpse of the rain here. That's what these two teams are dealing with. Shotgun. Farrell, hands off. Erickson, right side, trying to find room, trying to turn the corner. Touchdown. Saskatchewan answers right back. Erickson and Nelson getting the job done. And this time it's a finish. Touchdown. Marshall Erickson and a Miller in Regina has restored Saskatchewan's lead. A convert would put them back up by 14.
Oh, a tremendous drive. That would be the drive of the day so far. I'm not saying it is the drive of the day or will be, but it has been for the little bit of that we've seen so far in the second half.
All on the ground, no passing here.
Yeah.
So passing attack was definitely a big part of it for Saskatchewan. Now a convert attempt will come up. These converts are pretty big when you're trading touchdowns.
Oh, definitely. Yes, you better be
Isaac Matady, who's listed as a receiver, was also handling the kicking duties, and he is good there. And boy, he sure looks like he's got enough leg to try some field goals, perhaps, if this game comes down to it here.
If it does, yes, I wouldn't count him out as one of the guys that can make things happen if it need be.
So the Saskatchewan boys have come out and matched that BC touchdown on BC's first possession of the half. And we are late now in the third quarter, and you can see Marshall Erickson finding that seam finally and able to punch it in across with the rain running down here. Boy, I talked about some of the keys to the game, about, maybe battling the conditions here and who that might favor. And, I know it does rain in the lower mainland quite a bit here, but, boy, this is I think this is prairie weather football here right now. Might benefit the guys in white right now. Wait and see if BC can answer back.
Oh, they definitely look comfortable in this kind of weather. I hear
it's not a foot of snow on the ground. It's not October yet, but it will be soon.
It is, yes, it is what it is, and they seem to be. I don't care if I mean we haven't been there when there was snow, but
Trust me on that one.
Yeah.
All right, kicked off here, and it's going to be squibbed up the middle, bouncing near the 30. It is fielded there by Whittingham, and he's got some room here trying to kick it outside. He is at midfield. Flag flies, stepping out of bounds on the Saskatchewan side about the 47. There's a flag back on BC side of center, usually in the illegal block area of the world. We'll wait and see if we can get a call on that.
I would have to say, of course, the same thing. Yes, it would be no question. I think that it would be against BC, but
Holding, receiving team. That's a 10-yard penalty. First down.
All right, so that'll bring that return back. Whittingham, though, finding a little bit of life. And now BC will try to answer back here. We'll see if they have the ground game here to match what they've done in that first possession. But see the hold back there a little bit. Yeah, might have been the one there. A little tug on the jersey. And spotted near center field. And BC will scrimmage from their 43-yard line is where they put the ball down in the final minute of this third quarter. So you can see Saskatchewan up by 2 touchdowns. Quarterback Sanga back to pass here. He's got a man over the middle, and it's knocked down. It was almost intercepted. Right there was Jagger Eisner out of Evan Hardy in Saskatoon, and Jagger had the best shot at that football.
Did he ever? And but again, he knocked it down, and that's what the coach wants first. Is it not? Is it a knockdown, or is it? Bonus would be the interception. But great play, good play for his team, and gets them more excited. And now they're in a hole. BC, that is.
2nd and 10 from the 47. Back to pass. Again, Sanga tosses it up, and it is incomplete. And it'll fall incomplete there. Boy, defender lost his shoe in the mix here as well. And defended nicely by Owen Muckelt Landry at a Miller in Regina. And some of these defensive players in the secondary getting some recognition now.
Very interesting here.
It was a shoe. Yeah, one fall out. That was the shoe of the defender, Owen Muckelt Landry, and third down.
I see you come up with a name so quickly, too. I mean, I know you're from Saskatchewan, or you have been there, and that's great. I can very confident in the names that you call there.
Will be a punting situation, and this will be the last play of the third quarter, but we do have a timeout here on the field, and perhaps trying to... Well, you know what? That's what I think what they might be doing. I might be wrong, but maybe Saskatchewan making sure that they do have to punt into the wind here. And that could be a field possession type of mentality timeout. So that's one of the 3 timeouts that teams have in this format. And, of course, if BC gets down to it, they got to protect the clock a little bit later on. They will be definitely trying to do that. They have those 3 timeouts, so they need to stop it here later in the game.
Well, that would be it could be come down to a consideration like that, and we just hope that everybody here is all set up and all the players, that is, both teams. And I can hear a lot of people in the.
So they will be punting here from the third down scenario. Final play pending a penalty of this third quarter. Saskatchewan up by 2 touchdowns. Punt protect in, just 1 back to receive, standing at the 35-yard line. Snaps, good one. Ranging to the right now, a spiraled kick. Field on the fly, confidently, right near the 40-yard line of midfield is Marshall Erickson. Boy, you got to have some guts to field that wet ball in this situation. On the run, Marshall Erickson, sure-handed there. Makes a great play to midfield.
I say ditto, we see it again, and a real gutsy take at that ball. Very confident. They're ahead by 2 yet, and still they go for it. Very, very impressed with Saskatchewan on that particular play. Change of halves, of course, and boy, oh boy, it's BC can't have any more scores against them. Let's say that.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption at this stage here.
Yeah, but what do you do here? It's
fourth quarter.
They just know they have to get it.
See how well Saskatchewan is at using the clock. Again, there's no play clock here at Hillside Stadium, but you'd hope the official is letting the quarterback know just how many seconds he has to snap the ball in that scenario. But here we go. First play of the fourth quarter. Saskatchewan up by 2 and the ball. Sure-handed Erickson again, the carry. This time can't get back to the line of scrimmage. Wrapped up right away. And a couple of players in on that tackle for BC. Let's get a good look at it here. Give to Erickson. A bit of a counter, and right there, boom, loss of 1.
Yep.
Good tackle on the play.
Not just because, oh yeah, we saw the play, or it's been done already, but hey, it's time. Hey, we have to get the ball going. We have to get that ball in that end zone. So, hey, don't do the don't do so many fakes. Let's get that ball going, or fake the handoff and hit him in the backfield or down the field.
Time count violation, I think, is going to come up here. Let's.
Saskatchewan, that's a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
So you can see Saskatchewan's in kill clock mode here right now, and it's the first time count we've seen of this game. And that'll move it back to second and about 16 here on second down, early in this fourth quarter.
Hey, now it's time for a pick or whatever it is to get some fire in everybody here.
Second and 16. Is it a passing situation? It will be here for Farrell. He'll lob it up near midfield, but it's going to be incomplete. Looking for Linnea on the far sidelines. And it'll be a third down punting situation. So Saskatchewan unable to capitalize on good field position. And it turns out to be a 2 and out. And we're going to see BC back on the ball here after the punt return.
Pretty deep. There's my old mantra again.
Well, not as deep as before.
No, not as deep
30,
as before.
so,
10, 20, 30.
We've seen Marshall Erickson on that last punt return. Had good position there, took it on the fly. And
yes, he did.
So
yeah.
we'll see. High snap, look out. That gets up over top of the punter here. It's going to be jumped on there, and that is a big play for BC. Snap was way over the punter's head on the play. It was Jackson Kremchinski, and Kremchinski out of Saskatoon. Way over his head. That's a huge break for BC.
But Kremchinski, I honestly say he should have seen that. Kick it out of there. Kick it out of there.
Kick it out of the back of the end zone, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I'd gather it up, but...
That's a risky play, though. That's a 40-yard boot you're trying to get
true.
your kicker. You're trying to kick it out the back of the end zone.
I take my... I take it back.
Okay, you're the coach here. I'm just the analyst here. You're the old coach here.
I was that far away, and I did see that.
All right, now a pass. So it's in and out of the hands of the intended target here. BC quickly trying to make a play on it there. And that intended target there for BC saw that was Evan Fitchett. And Fitchett unable to bring that one in on first down.
Yeah, pretty long pass there and a damp ball. I could see the referees just tossed one to the other and it fell down.
Yeah.
And son of a gun, I wonder if the teams, what do I say? Should have someone coming running back. We did this in high school in Kamloops. A kid would have a fresh towel each time to clean the ball for our team.
Yep. Well, we're seeing a little bit of that. Now we're going to see a timeout, I believe, here by BC. So they will use a timeout. So that's a little bit of a early time to use a timeout. That saves you 20 seconds a little bit later in the game.
Right. But they have to score, too. Yes, they're behind now, by 14 big ones. And, yeah. Do we have to get in the end zone?
Well,
boys?
I think
still
lots of time on the clock, but BC has not been in this position on this side of the field so far today or tonight. Their lone touchdown, of course, came back in the third quarter, going the opposite direction. So let's see if they can do it here.
Yes.
20-yard line. First down. Now a bad snap. The other hand, it's jumped on. Who has it? Does Saskatchewan get it right back? I think they might have here. Back on the 35-yard line. And we got an injured player, I believe, and who has the ball. And I think they're ruling second down here, so BC might have got back on that football. Wow, but injured player, that's the quarterback. That's Jovan Sanga. Jovan Sanga there. You can see him jumping on that ball, and looked like his arm got caught up there with the Saskatchewan player. And trying to get a number on that Saskatchewan player. That was Cody Tyson at a Holy Cross. Third down upcoming here after the incomplete pass, yes, and then the snap fumble. And boy, Jovan Sanga, I believe he's taken nearly every snap. Yeah, I think he has. Yeah, Riker Pearson, we haven't seen him at quarterback in this game. And again, a couple of snaps here, Brian, that sail over the target, one on each side, and this one takes BC all the way back to the 35, and they're pretty lucky that they got back on that ball.
Yeah, that's a saving grace, I guess, with that phrase that you just used, that they did get the ball back. But, yeah, it's the injury hurts, and, of course, the down here is third down now, and, yeah, it doesn't look good for the home team, so to speak. But things happen, and as we have seen in the last little while. But yeah, we'll have to see what.
Well, let's hope that quarterback that can really sling it in there, and that's Jovan Sanga out of Centennial in Coquitlam, listed at 5'9", 136, 130 actually. So.
Right. Yes, it is. Oh boy.
Comes here with Saskatchewan up by 2 scores. Teams have traded touchdowns here in the second half. There's been a lot of these injury timeouts in this game.
Yes.
Sometimes that can be on a little bit weather related too, and it's cold. Seem to get those bumps hurt a little bit more. And Sanga, it looked like he was favoring a shoulder, the way that he reached in and then had that defender up on his shoulder and his arm. Only speculating that could be a problem. I think it was his throwing arm as well. He pops up here.
Oh, he did that.
And he's going to get off the field here. So that's big for BC anyways.
Is it ever? That's a trooper for him to be able to get up there. And I just hope, nothing is sort of hiding something. You wouldn't want that to happen. And
so it's 3rd and a mile here as BC will be going forward here, obviously, from the 35-yard line. Back to pass. Riker Pearson, he's going to take off here. He crosses the line of scrimmage, skipping his step, still on his feet. He'll get to the 21-yard line, and that'll be it. And not a bad third down play, but it's going to give Saskatchewan the ball right back. Biggest thing for them is that special teams snap on the punt doesn't come back to hurt them, and they're going to get the ball right back here.
Right. Good. That's
Noah Chelsom again out of Aiden Bowman made that tackle, so a chance to talk about Aiden Chelsom again. You like that special teams tackle earlier in the game?
Oh, did I ever, yes. Yeah, no, he's a ball player, and there's lots of real good ones out here. They wouldn't be on this team otherwise, but on either team, of course.
Brian, Saskatchewan's going to have to be careful with the clock. They took a time count violation in their last series that sent them back, and they're trying to take whatever's time is off here as we get under 10 minutes. Farrell at quarterback. He will hand off up the left side. Now back to the middle. It is Erickson again. Marshall Erickson. Miller running back, and he gets about 5 on that first down play.
Yeah, good hard running. He knows what the coach wants there, and he knows what it takes to get that first down on a good hard run like that. Yeah, 4 it looks like again, like you mentioned, and another sort of a dive or a little maybe a diversion, a fake one. Oh, they just got one running back, so here they go.
All right. Shotgun formation. They're going to go back to Erickson. He's going to try to sweep it around. Cuts back in the middle. He's met right away, trying to protect that football. But BC comes up right away with a big stop, and it's going to be 2 and out for Saskatchewan here as BC defended that play pretty well.
Yeah, the biggest thing is, I think one of the bigger ones, it was a great play there to seal, to stop Saskatchewan. But BC is... the clock is working against them, of course. And
stops here as they do a trade up the special teams unit. Now it'll run. And remember, now watch here. The last punt sailed over the head of Kramchinski. So you can bet they were lookout. That one almost got ahead as well. Here comes the pressure. Kramchinski gets it away. It'll bounce, take a second hop. Whittingham looking to pick it up near midfield. He will now. Brings it toward the near sideline. Nothing doing. Another shoestring tackle. Good play, special teams. And it is Ryan Mikowski out of Miller and Regina, and his dad, Gene, would have been proud of that, although Gene probably doesn't have any special teams tackles in his record as a key offensive lineman for the Riders.
Yeah, you got that right. It's Makowski's could play. They surely could, and I think the Pops and Mum and everybody else would be watching, or if they're not here already.
So, BC, good field position still, just on the Rider or the Saskatchewan side of center, and BC will take over here. Almost called them the Riders. Fumble. Ellie down, ball on the ground here. I think he jumped back onto it here, Reggie Ellie. And you can tell BC trying to keep it on the ground. But you have a quarterback with maybe a new cadence, new handoff there, new feel, and Ellie couldn't quite secure it here.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's actually Jovan Sanga. He's back in the game. So my apologies, since Ellie just didn't secure that one from the get-go.
He didn't take the ball the right way. Correct. He had his arms the right way in terms of what the coach likes, but it surely didn't fit into this pocket. And the clock keeps going. They got to be quick. They got to be quick.
Second and about 16 after the fumble recovery, which BC got back on. Now we're going to see a stoppage here. Time count violation. Boy, you were right. And that's the last thing the BC wants to do. They're not trying to kill the clock. It's going to move them back 5 more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now it's going to be about 2nd and 21 on the play. After the time count, BC going the wrong way.
Yes. Officiated has been great.
Yep.
Officiating tonight has been excellent. And
I agree with that. Yep, sure has. We were kind of thinking there was a lot of flags back on the Monday semifinal, but for the most part, it's been well officiated and no complaints. All right, so here we go. 2nd and 21 here now. Sanga back to pass, looking to air it out. He'll throw to the sidelines. Caught now. It's going to be dropped. That wouldn't have been enough anyways. That would have been looking at a punting situation. Likely intended target was Whittingham. He has been the favorite target of the side of BC, and now it's a 3rd down and 21. You got to punt the ball.
You got to for sure. And what do you do to aim it at a spot? I don't know. I don't know what this situation, but you don't want them to get it. So I'd like just to kick to the near side, not the wide side myself, and aim at the 40-yard line and an end-over-ender. But anyhow, we'll see what they do.
Marshall Erickson, the lone returner back for Saskatchewan. He stands at his own 36-yard line. Punt is up. It's a good one. It's a real good one. It's going to chase Erickson to the near sidelines, take a friendly bounce. Now back to Erickson. He fields it. Oh, there's a flag in there. Erickson's going to carry it forward. Fumble on the play. Picked up. Now play was over on the 51. That flag's probably going to be no yards, and I don't like it at all. And I don't like the overzealous no yards calls. Wish we could find a way to kind of give a little bit of benefit of the doubt. And I'm going to assume that's what it's going to be here.
This is the end of the run. First down.
Yeah, just a 5-yarder, I think. Yeah.
Well, on the hop it was here, but
correct.
here's a look at it. And I don't see no yards there. I honestly don't. I see 8-9 yards away from everything, but that's just something that we see at the CFL level with the officials, and now there's just no reason to throw that flag. Just isn't.
No.
All right.
Look at that.
So here we were praising the officials. Yeah. Still doing a great job. All right, so Saskatchewan's on the ball at midfield here. Background, nothing doing there for Nelson. Met right away by this orange crush on defense.
Well, I was really, I was watching it. Hey, everything was happening there, and I'm very surprised. They ran that play, I don't know, a dozen times maybe tonight at least. And this time they didn't get any of the blocking, and for some reason for whatever reason, it didn't work, of course, now, a loss of 2.
Jaden Struck on the tackle out of the Cowichan Bulldogs. And 2nd and long. Now a little draw play. Nicely executed here. Nelson trying to cut forward. 50 needs to get to the 45. First down, pushed out of bounds. Boy, a great play there. Great little draw play. And Saskatchewan's going to move the chains and keep the clock moving here as well.
Oh, great little movement, like you mentioned, and I was very impressed with the little touch at the end of the run, especially when the running back came back this way, in and out, and good effort. The only thing, the coach, is he going to pick on this and say, hey, stay in bounds, but
yeah, you know what? I
it's
think
tough.
the clock still moves, though. I mean, at the
Yes,
play,
that's
but
true.
you don't get the lead up time kill there either. But here we are, first down, Saskatchewan. Nelson in the backfield, met right away, but he's able to tiptoe away from it here, and he'll get diving forward to the 40. He'll get a couple, and Saskatchewan content to keep that on the ground and keep that clock moving.
Great run by Nelson, looking where he's going, and he just out doing a couple of real neat deeks, so to speak, and getting in there and making a tremendous run out of that. So keeps that clock going.
All right, so it's second and about 8. And the give, backfield. Nelson ran into his own teammate, still fighting forward. Got around the 35-yard line. Is going to be short of a first down. And I think you're in gamble zone here because you keep that clock moving as it ticks around 4:35 to go. Here's the give. You can see it. Looked like he was almost met in the backfield. Fighting forward, he'll be a couple yards short.
Yeah, they have some real good running backs that are that just are awaiting the give me the ball, give me the ball. That's what they seem to want to be saying all the time. Here they nice
and a pass now near sidelines. That should be enough for the first down. That'll be very close.
I guess he did.
Let's
I
see.
couldn't quite see if he caught
Saskatchewan
it.
fans reacting, and you can see that first down signal. That'll move the chains here. So BC, they need to stop right now.
Do they ever? Yes. It's yes, it's they're coming. They seem to be getting stronger. The Saskatchewan seem to be ready to go, and hey, can we keep this thing going? Here they go to the.
Clock keeps moving here, ticking down to 3.5 minutes. First down, give to Erickson. Erickson left side, head down, fighting forward. Is going to get a few more on the play, and it'll bring up second down. And Saskatchewan doesn't mind this, just killing clock up by 2 touchdowns. And now we're going to see a timeout called by Saskatchewan here. So not sure what the intent is here, but wait, did they say timeout BC now is what the signal might have been?
I think it was BC that, yes. They
looked like it was initially Saskatchewan.
Oh, yeah.
So BC, I believe they'll be just down to 1 timeout now following the 2 they've used in this fourth quarter.
I bet, and I can also sense that, hey, every down that we run, I'm talking about Saskatchewan, every down we run, we want to be able to stay on the field of play. Don't get too close to that sideline. We want to kill the clock until it's third down, and then when it's 3 minutes left. And other than that, they can do it's in their hands all the way right now.
Yeah, it sure is, but they need to stop. They need to stop the clock at least here. So
yes, it did that.
Saskatchewan, this is 3-down territory, you'd think, and the way that they want to keep the clock going, keep control of the ball. They have it on BC's 30-yard line. It is Farrell in the shotgun here again. You can bet he'll be handing that ball off right beside him. I think that's Nelson. Up the middle. Now it's Erickson. Erickson going forward. He's going to have about 3 or 4. And that'll bring up third down here as well.
And it seems like he's always carrying 3 or 4 people, too. He's just a horse.
Sorry, that was Nelson. I'm getting those two-headed monster mistaken there. Brody Nelson on that carry.
But both of them, in my mind, they're sort of duplicates. They do exactly what they need to be doing, and that's being tough and having a good base and being ready to contact people.
Third down, direct snap. No, it's the quarterback, Farrell, left side to the 20-yard line, and he should have it.
Oh, I think so.
Should have it on the third down. Yes. Yeah, it will be first down. And that was another little trickery type play that usually you don't see when you're putting a team together for a short event like this. And they've had a little bit of these tricks up their sleeves. Jake Farrell on the carry gets the first down.
Yeah, no, they have been mixing it up, and we have to give them all sorts of credit for sure. The clock has started again, of course, and
Of course, another major here would likely do it here. So it is 1st and 10, Saskatchewan. And the give, it's Erickson, left side, fighting forward. He's going to get 5 push, 7-8 yards. And, boy, is that the line of scrimmage, Brian, or how are they making this work right now?
they are just pushing the line of scrimmage, making a new line of scrimmage down the field. And they're doing that by just hard work. And someone saying to them, look at this, he's carrying 3-4 guys. Yes, it's an incredible watch, I would say, to any fan out here. That is very, very impressive.
2nd and 5. Again, the give. This is Erickson. Shoestring tackle brought down back at the 20-yard line. So some life for BC. They needed that one. That's going to be a loss of about 4 back to the original line of scrimmage here. And probably, do you use your timeout here or not?
Pretty quick. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you have to. It's in your best interest. They have to do that. But
Clock is running right now.
oh yeah.
3rd down.
See, they're just going to let it run out, I think, and take a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah.
At
Or
this.
call a timeout.
Yeah, call a timeout just before. You're right.
And we do see a timeout, Saskatchewan. So that's good clock management there by the Saskatchewan
Sure.
team.
Yep.
Really like that clock. You know, clock management is something, even CFL teams struggle with sometimes.
Right.
And it's such a vital part of the game, especially in a 1-score, 2-score game.
Yes, it is. It's knowing why, by a coach being wise in terms of when to use it and when to save them until the end, generally. And if you need one beforehand, that's fair enough. But other than that, so here we go. It's
3rd and 10.
yeah,
A
it's
long way to go here. From the 20-yard line. Need the 10 for a first. But Saskatchewan's accomplished a lot on this drive. They've taken it deep, and they've taken a lot of time off the clock here. BC needs the ball back, and they need to get to work here. Farrell's going to throw on 3rd down, looking for the end zone. It's in behind the target, in behind the receiver, and boy, you might have been able to make a case for pass interference, but I don't mind the non-call there, and we're going to see BC back on offense here.
I would say the same thing. It was way in the corner, too. It was a little bit dark for me, but to see how much it was happening. But, no, you don't want to interfere with that one. That was a good call, and let's see. Good teams can do this, and we'll have to wait this one out and do whatever they can do to move the ball.
All right, so BC's back on offense here now.
Minute 30, they have to hurry and just about call the plays on the...
Saskatchewan players trying to get their fans in behind the defense side of the ball as well. And here we go. Quarterback Sanga's going to screen it out, but he bounced it in there. Are they going to say it's a live ball? No.
I didn't think so.
They did. The official up the field, though, was running with the play. It was the back official that actually said, okay, no, that's incomplete. Unless they were thinking it was not a forward pass, but it looked to be a forward pass.
I
sure it
thought
was.
for sure by 5 or 10, but anyhow.
Skipped off the turf.
Right.
Skipped a couple of times before it was picked up.
But here they need a ton of things to happen to even get close to breaking or getting to the tie. It's has it happened before for sure, but
all right. And now a play to the sidelines here, and again, when you're trying to come back and score, you need some chunk yardage here at this stage.
Yes, you have to go stay don't get too near that sideline. You got to get it inbounds, but you have to run that way sometime. And all I can say is they better start getting that ball. Has got to be completed. And we can't be no rush. Everybody knows that.
All right, so you are talking Third down here, and really the game on the line here. This is the first chance for Saskatchewan to salt it away. Sanga to pass over the middle. Big arm into the middle of the field. It is intercepted. Saskatchewan, they didn't have to intercept it. They'll take it anyways. And it's Mikowski again, I believe. They'll make that, Ryan Mikowski. That's his second of the game. His first was a pick six, and they're going to celebrate there on that Saskatchewan sidelines.
I think it's all over, yeah.
Ryan Mikowski's, I've just been impressed with him both games. Thought he's played well. And we mentioned that name a few times. And I think of his pick six right now is the winning score on the board.
That too, yeah. He's done quite a bit for this for the province of Saskatchewan, for sure today.
All right, so Saskatchewan here. One first down would pretty much salt this game away. We'll see how they approach it. They're in BC territory already. Give up the middle. It's Nelson. He'll get maybe a yard here out of that. And we'll see if BC is willing to concede or not. I believe they do have a timeout in their back pocket here right now, but they'll run the clock for now.
Yeah.
Nelson and Erickson have been handling the duties. Big shout out to the offensive line group as well on that Saskatchewan side. Ashton, Cuthill, Solidario, Ben Schmidt, guys like that. And
good stances. They do everything right.
Look at this passing on second down. It's Erickson. He's going to get a first down. Could he stay in bounds? Doesn't matter. He might just score. He will stay in bounds to the 10, to the 5, and he's pushed out now. And Marshall Erickson's had a huge game. And now, if you're Saskatchewan, you can take a couple of knees and wind this one down with just 35 seconds to go on the clock. And, hey, Saskatchewan, give them credit. They're the most creative on offense. They've been the most unpredictable on offense. A lot of good things today.
The party is over. Yes, it is. It's. I would just say it's. They did an incredible job at the end of the day, for sure. They've done everything their coaches, I guess, asked, and things fit into place too at times. But so here they are.
They're going to be in victory formation, and this is going to be salted away. Taking one knee here, first of all, is the quarterback. Big props to Jake Farrell, a bit of an unsung hero type guy, but he executed all the plays perfectly. He did a great job there. He's got an important role to play.
Yes, he did, and they stopped it here, of course, but
just got to do this 3 times, so second down here. And they're going to let it all tick down. So the folks that have traveled all the way here from Saskatchewan have got their money's worth here on this long trek into the interior. A second kneel down.
We just about always promise, of course, beautiful, beautiful, no rain weather.
Yes, that is kind of our calling card, but we apologize.
Yes, we do. I apologize sincerely on that, too. 8 seconds to go, and congratulations very much to I'm waiting, Saskatchewan.
0 clock and a kneel down here. It's Saskatchewan, the Western Challenge champions, as they celebrate all over the field here. They got a Saskatchewan flag out there as well. Hard-fought game. Boy, I tell you, BC sure came out and answered in that second half with that touchdown, but that Sask running game and execution on offense just was at a different level here tonight.
You got it. I want to thank you for letting me being part of this and helping a little bit, but as much as I have, not much. But again, it's great to see all these action, the kids all here having fun. No silly, we haven't seen anything rambunctious, and we're just happy to be from Kamloops. So.
Yeah, we sure are. You know what? We're going to stick with this trophy presentation here, Brian, real quick.
Sure.
We can. And
oh, yeah.
Get our players of the game announced here tonight. Lots of folks watching at home that couldn't make it to Kamloops here for this one, but this honestly, one takeaway for me from this U16 challenge would be just the level of play. They say, John, if you're interested in doing some play-by-play, okay, what's the level? Well, it's 15 and 14-year-olds. I'm like, okay, well, I'm sure I can handle that. But I was impressed with the level of play, especially the games we saw, the semifinal, Brian, between BC and Alberta was a fantastic game, and this was a great game as well.
Right, you got it. That has been for sure. I also just want to add for for people that are listening from other provinces that you being a hockey more than anything, but I'll tell you, you've taken over this game of football to another level, and I know you're going to be jumping. You might even be the head guy in Saskatchewan sometime, whatever. But you will get you'll help out any sport, and I appreciate you having me do the little bit that I.
Well, thanks, Brian. You are a legendary head coach in your own right. Back in the days of the Cam High Red Devils. And look at the Saskatchewan folks here.
Look at these guys. They're
excited.
Yes,
some of
very
them
are.
coming to the sidelines. And Saskatchewan flag being taken through the lineup by Ben Schmidt at a Miller and Regina, an offensive lineman. O-lineman's Tristan Scott, Davin Johnson, Seth Matthews, and Cale Lunam. So lots of the O-linemans here. They can celebrate this victory. And they're going to line up here on their respective 35-yard lines, I believe, and we're going to get to a bit of a post-game announcements here. Players of the game from both sides and likely tournament all-stars.
Yeah, no, an exciting. Oh, here we go.
Under 16 Western Challenge. We would like to introduce the teams, starting with the 4th place finisher from the province of Manitoba, Team Manitoba. The bronze medalist team from Alberta, Team Alberta.
And now making their way onto the track, we can see Alberta and Manitoba, who, of course, played an earlier 4 o'clock game today at familiar black and
the silver
gold.
Medalist team, our own Team BC.
Host team gets a good cheer from the folks that are still here.
Good.
All over the province, this team's come
and
together.
The gold medal team from Saskatchewan, Team Saskatchewan.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they're excited. Yeah.
Good crowd, good noise.
Saskatchewan, a little bit in the shadows, of western provinces like Alberta and BC based on population, but it's a good football province, and they can match up with anybody on the gridiron.
Parents, the football community earlier in June this year sadly lost one of its coaches. Football Canada would like to take this moment to recognize all of his contributions to the game, and we send our deepest condolences. Rest in peace, Justin Filto. And now please join me. We will have from Football Canada, the President Jim Mullen, who will be joined by Deputy Mayor of Kamloops, Bill Sarai. And we will give the most valuable defensive player of the game for Team BC, number 94, Jaden Sterick.
So the Cowichan Bulldog taking the award there. Called his name a couple of times on this game here tonight. Big 94 in the D line. Had to plug some holes there on the Saskatchewan running attack.
The offensive player of the game for Team BC, number 1, Reggie Ellie.
Reggie Ellie didn't have quite the workload he did in that game on Monday night in that victory over Alberta.
For Team Saskatchewan. The defensive player of the game, number 42, William Parks.
I think that William Parks will get it. I know they did flash up Ryan Mikowski, who I thought was a great player in this weekend here as well. I think he'll be getting an award a little bit later on here tonight. And that was William Parks, 42.
The offensive player of the game for Team Saskatchewan, number 34, Marshall Erickson.
Good game for Marshall Erickson out of Miller. You know, he was a guy that needed those first downs. That's what they got. They got it done.
A good workhorse. You got it. And, yeah, all these guys are deserving, I'm sure, and a start of their careers, hopefully.
Saskatchewan celebrating the victory here.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the tournament MVP's presentation, presenting the most valuable player for the tournament award is Bob Mironowitz. The winner of the Spalding's most valuable special teams play for 2019 Under-16 Western Challenge is from Team British Columbia, Riker Pearson.
Riker Pearson, the kicker punter on the BC side, and quarterback as well.
And now,
offensive and defensive
the winner of the most
all-stars.
valuable defensive player for the 2019 Under-16 Western Challenge is from Team Saskatchewan, number 40, Ryan Makowski.
All right, yeah, there's Ryan Makowski. We knew we'd see him at some point here, and 2 interceptions tonight and that big pick 6, so good week for him, culminated with a gold medal game. So, offensive side. Boy, we had a lot of offensive weapons over the last 4 games here.
Oh.
And just a matter of who's stuck out the most in the eyes of the award
Lastly,
selection committee.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Spalding Most Valuable Offensive Player for the 2019 Under-16 Western Challenge is from Team Alberta, number 45, Zachary Pipe.
Yeah, Zach Pike. We talked a lot about Zach Pike. He was real good in this this event here as well. There he is. Tell you what, folks, thanks for making us part of your week here and enjoying the Western Challenge with us here as Saskatchewan wins gold here in Kamloops, BC. He's Brian Olthius. I'm John Keane. Have a great night from Kamloops, BC.
Thank you.
And now we would also welcome the silver medalist team, Team BC, to please accept their medals. At this time, we would like to welcome President of the British Columbia Provincial Football Association, Frank Nasso, to say a few words. Congratulations, gold medalist Team Saskatchewan, who are now receiving their gold medals.
Again, if we could now get President of the BC Provincial Football Association, Frank Nasso, to say a few words.
Hello, everyone. Two thank yous. First of all, thanks to all the teams. I hope all you guys had a great time while you were here. Hope you made a lot of friends. The second thing, we'd really like to thank our sponsors. They have been fabulous, particularly Kamloops Dodge. Thank you guys. If you're still here, thank you. Our volunteers have been incredible. The Kamloops Community Football Society and the Kamloops Broncos. You guys are fabulous. Thank you guys. And thank you to all the parents out here and the fans and the parents keep your kids playing football because it's a great game. And this week showed how great of an experience it can be. Thank you very much.
And now, if we could please have Saskatchewan head coach David Rogers and general manager Brennan Bennett words. Jim Mullen, the President of Football Canada.
Folks, it is wet, it is cold, but I have something to say about the heart of football in this country, which is the province of Saskatchewan.
2 tournaments
2 games, 2 wins, 2 championships, both in the Canada Cup, and here at the U16. Give him a hand. I have to take this moment to say something about the BC Provincial Football Association. A few years ago, they took over football in this province when the organization was in a shambles. Today, they put on, and throughout this week, they put on an outstanding event here in Kamloops. Give those people a hand. And I'm really looking forward to the 25th edition of the Canada Cup here in British Columbia. And for those stakeholders who didn't send players here to this tournament or the Canada Cup this year, what I have to say to you is join your country. Be a part of next year's Canada Cup here in British Columbia. Now I'd like to call on the captain from the champion U16 Saskatchewan team. Come on, don't dawdle. Boys, you are the U16 Western champions.
On behalf of Football Canada, the British Columbia Provincial Football Association, and the host organizing committee, we'd like to specifically recognize the hard work and tremendous organization of the many volunteers and contributors from the Kamloops area. Once again, we'd like to thank the teams and their families and friends from all over this great country for coming to Kamloops to make this a memorable event. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great evening.